The 955th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
How Degenerinos, welcome to episode 955. We're racing toward 1,000 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Let's give it to Colin Daniels, who in YouTube said, "Great Colin Clark from the main event, Gumby," and it was correct. Someone actually we had a commenter who went all like saying how bad Clark was and she was going to lose and stuff. So I'm not sending it out to that person.
We had a comment that people would hate.
I think so. Someone.
That was before
a
her
novel.
That was before her last fight when she beat Cheyenne Bowers, which, by the way, I really like Cheyenne Bowers. Would have loved to see her in the UFC too, or on Contender Series or whatnot. But yeah, like I think it was before that fight because she had just gotten knocked out in that fight where she was way better than her Contender Series opponent.
What's that voice you hear? That's Daniel Gumby Vreeland, of course. I would be the full Jeff Fox. We're covering Cage Wars. Cage Wars 196 seems like a pretty good event, correct?
Yeah, I like this one. It's interesting because there's a couple of vacant titles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they're giving those away because that's good for any promotion. And a lot of fighters. We got a guy returning from the UFC. I mean, like, there's probably a guy in every single of the fights we're gonna break down today that could go to the UFC with just winning this one. Which is kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Should be fun. Hopefully we get some, we don't have lines yet, but hopefully the lines are as good as we think the KSW ones were, at least according to the one.
Dude, those were nuts. I go back and listen to the last episode. I've never been as bad as I was predicting lines. It is officially the worst prediction day for my lines I've ever seen. And I couldn't be more pumped about it.
Exactly. It was all basically in the positive. All right. Before we head over to England, reminder, college basketball has tipped off again already. So make sure you subscribe to the College Experience to catch the daily podcasts and download the SGPN app for free college basketball picks. So as promised, we're going to London, England, Indigo at the O2 Arena. We're going on Saturday at noon. You're going to be very busy Saturday. Basically, every event we're covering is coming up on Saturday.
9-screen action.
Exactly. A lot of ADHD action going on. Cage Wars 196, Bagley versus Simon.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. They changed.
Bagley's not fighting. It's
the new
Qadrian
name
versus Armindo.
Yeah, okay. Qadrian versus Armindo has been elevated, but they still have 2 title fights, so we're still good. Saturday noon. I told you where it is. 9 fights. We're going to cover more than half of them to kick things off. And then we got lightning round to get you all the rest of the stuff. Cage Wars seems to be the worst for being updated on Topology, right? I think we talked about this before.
No, Octagon's pretty bad too. Yeah, those two lead the league in being bad at updating on Topology.
Yeah, which is strange. They're big promotions. All right, we're starting with flyweight bout. Jawany Scott, he's from England. Michelangelo Lupoli. Wonder where someone named Michelangelo would be from. I think Italy. 3 5-minute rounds. We'll tell you about Scott first. 7-2, 2 knockouts, 1 submission. He has never been finished himself. 4-1 in Cage Wars. He's won 6 of 7. He did lose his last bout though. 0-1 as a pro kickboxer. 3 years younger than Lupoli. Lupoli, True Love is the nickname, Gumby. How amazing is that? True Love is 9-4 with 2 knockouts. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. 4-2 in Cage Wars. He's won 3 straight and 3 of 5. Last lost about October 2023. Regional champion. He's fight at 135. 2015 pro MMA debut.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jawany Scott. I've been a Jawany Scott hater for some amount of time. And not by choice. Like, I watch the film on him and I'm never, overwhelmed with how good he is. But then he, kept winning fights. And I picked against him in his title fight and he didn't win that. So I do feel at least a little bit vindicated. But I think this has dropped him back down into the area where, he's better than I'm giving him credit for. He's got really good pressure. He gets right in your face. I feel like he's another one of those guys that I wish just put his foot on the gas once in a while, and it made me feel like he was going for it. I hated on who did I hate on recently? I hated on somebody for not.
So many, it's hard to figure out.
Yeah, I'm a big hater. So, it was one of the bomb themes. for just not like putting their foot on the gas enough sometimes.
Right. Yes.
And like Scott kind of has that same problem for me. Like he's technically sound and good, but like I just wish he went for it once in a while. He's got some nice takedowns too, which he kind of uses as his like, plan B instead of plan A, but that's fine. Like he doesn't need to get in on those. And then like when you watch Lupoli, he is coming off that split decision win over Dylan Hazen, but like pretty much that whole fight was just like Hazen holding him against the cage. And then like they would separate and Lupoli would land one punch and then he would be held against the cage again for minutes after that. And like he won a decision and it just felt like the judges were just like, we can't award this guy a decision for laying on him against the cage. It almost felt like, he had like 13 minutes of control and somehow lost that fight. Dylan Hazen did. So Lupoli, I think, his takedown defense is fine, especially if he's defending takedowns from Hazen. But I think Scott's going to be the better striker than him in the first place. So then, like, when you combine that and the ability not to get back off the cage, I think those two things just, like, kind of compile here and make him so much worse than Jawany Scott. So I'm going to go Jawany Scott here. My guess, I mean, Lupoli's got a bunch of wins. Been in a title fight recently, though. So, like, maybe, like, 175 for Jawany Scott.
96% are in on Scott, so that would
maybe worse. That's because Tapology hates on the Italians, though. To be fair,
do they always?
Almost always, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you except for when they go to Rome, Cage Warriors goes to Rome, then they give them a little hype. But other than that, yeah, they hate on the Italians for some reason.
Everyone's a hater. We're going to 135 now. Bantamweight. Ollie Sarwa versus Tuomas Grönvall. He is from Finland. So let's break her down. Grönvall, Thomas the Tank Engine, Grönvall, which we've discussed before. He's 13-9-1, 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out once. He's durable. He owes us some finishes. 0-1 in Cage Warriors. He's won 1 of 4, 3 of 8. TKO win in his last bout. 0-2 in PFL. 0-1 Bellator RIP. 2012 Pro MMA debut. 2-0 as a pro grappler. Sawa, Sweet and Sawa, one of the best nicknames around. Yep. 7-1 with 1 no contest, 6 knockouts. I appreciate nicknames that help me pronounce their last name. And that one is a guide. 3-0 in Cage Warriors. He's won 4 straight multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt, to get our merch, shirts, plural, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. He used to fight up at 145, 6 years younger than Grönvall, 2 inches taller. Yeah, so Grönvall is fun, but ultimately, I don't think very well-rounded. He's like a super grappling specialist. Is a guy who, if he gets on top of you, can be pretty dangerous. And he's like relentless with his efforts to get the takedown. But I don't think that's good enough here. I'm going to say Sarwa. My guess is in the negative 300s in terms of his favorites. Like he should be negative 350 or something. Both the better record and the fact that he's not so one-dimensional. Sarwa can grapple a little bit, but he mostly uses it defensively. If you see anybody try to get him down, he does really well at framing the face away to make sure to remove any head pressure in takedown attempts. And it's like worked really well for him to keep his feet in the pass. He also just doesn't settle if you do get him down. He's quick back to his feet. And the other part that's kind of hard in terms of taking him down is he uses like a push kick or a teep to try to keep his opponent at distance. And he throws it regularly. It's not so regularly, though, where it's not sloppy in the way that you would like worry about that getting turned into a takedown. And then on the feet, he is very fast and very relentless. He's a guy who, like, when he hits you once, he's going to hit you 9 more times just to make sure you felt it. When he drops guys, because he does have a bunch of power, his like ground and pound 2 finish is so aggressive. Like he just looks like he's somebody playing a video game spamming the punch button just as hard as he can when he gets to the ground and pound level. And like it's worked really well for him. Obviously, he's 7-0, and it's played out exactly the way he's looked for. And for Grönvall, like he's just not the same guy on the feet. He's not going to be anywhere near what Sarwa is. And in addition to that, too, like we've kind of seen Grönvall, even when he gets his wrestling going, kind of tire late in fights. So if that happens here, I mean, I think Sarwa's just going to tag him. He's going to piece him up on the feet and tag him. So look for Sarwa to use his kicks to keep the range, and then look for him to just beat him up once he starts to tire. So, yeah, give me Ali Sarwa. All right. You got him. All yours. We'll get you some more plays after a reminder that we are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out the Cage Warriors lines there when they drop, if they have not dropped already. Head to mybookie.ag. Sign up with promo code MMASGPN for 100% bet back a bonus up to $500 for new customers. So that's mybookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, N-O-V-I-G, all one word. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. They got reduced juice. That'll get you best prices any day of the week. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right. One of the returning fighters to Cage Warriors, as Gumby was mentioning, is Jordan Vucenic. He is from England. He's fighting at lightweight against Torpal. Merjoev, he is from Norway, 3 5-minute rounds, 155. Merjoev, Rambo, 6-0, 2 knockouts, 1 submission. He's gone 1-0 in Cage Warriors. He's won 2 straight via finish. He's 8 years younger than Vucenic. Vucenic is the epidemic, obviously. 13-4. 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been submitted once. He is durable. 9-1 Cage Warriors and a former champion. He's lost 2 straight fights, both in the UFC. He won 4 straight before that. Submission loss in his last bout. Used to fight at 145. 2 inches taller than Merjoev, 4-inch reach advantage. Kind of sad Vucenic didn't work out in the UFC. But
yeah, and it seems like maybe they pulled the plug early, right? Because he beat the crap out of Guram Kutateladze in that first round, right? To the point where I'm pretty sure, did one of the judges give it a 10-8? It was close to being a 10-8 first round there. I wouldn't have scored at that, but it was close to that. And then, obviously fell apart late in that fight. And then this next fight was against Chris Duncan, which talk about a loss that's aged pretty well, right? It's it's not easy to be in a fight with Chris Duncan. So, and then they give him the big ugly axe there. So kind of sad on my part to see Vucenic here, but this is the get right fight for him. I got to imagine he's going to be in the negative 500 range. As much as, and I do like Merjoev too. I don't want to just write him off here and sit here and talk about how great Vucenic is and how he should still be in the UFC. And, obviously just pick him because, that's not the type of show we run here. I always give the underdogs their day, even to some people's hatred. But Merjoev is a guy who he's got some really solid top control grappling. He shoots a really nice takedown. He still kind of seems like he needs to round out his game and look a little bit more sure on his feet. He still looks kind of a little bit like he'd rather not be there. And so far he hasn't really needed to because his ground game he kind of carries the day. He shoots a good takedown. He has nice top control. He can finish from there. But that's a really, really terrible style to have to fight Jordan Vucenic, right? Where your path to victory is to go in and grapple that man. He's just he's so crafty on the mat. And granted, he did lose to Duncan that way, but Merjoev isn't Chris Duncan. And Vucenic is dangerous on the feet. He's gonna be so much better than Merjoev, who looks unsure of himself on the feet. And then in terms of the grappling, first of all, I don't think Merjoev can hit the takedown on Vucenic. I think Vucenic is just that much better than him there. But even if he does, is he really going to want to tangle with Vucenic on the ground for all that long? Vucenic is really dangerous in certain positions on the ground. So, again, keep an eye on Torpal or Merjoev in the future. I'm glad Cage Warriors signed him, and hopefully they find some good fights for him on the prelims after this one. But I really do think he's out of his element here. Give me Vucenic.
All right, Vucenic is yours. The epidemic is yours. All right, we have got nothing but title fights the rest of the way. A vacant featherweight title fight next. Why is it vacant, Gumby?
Wait, are we on? This one's featherweight, not bantamweight. The next one's bantamweight. So featherweight is Harry Hardwick to the UFC.
There you go. All right, we have got Solomon Simon versus Caique Araujo. Not surprisingly, he is from Brazil. Solomon Simon. That sounds like a British name to me. Is he? Where's Solomon Simon?
No, he's fights out of Ireland.
No, he's from Ireland. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say close enough for that. That would make some people angry, right? So
yeah, I
won't say that. Even though I just did. 5-minute rounds. Araujo, Dark is the nickname. 7-2 with 1 no contest, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once, so he owes his rounds. Short notice debut. I assume it's short notice because Topology hasn't even changed it yet. So
Yeah,
must be
Simon was
fairly.
supposed to fight Nick Bagley.
Yep. So Araujo's won 5 straight, all via finish. He last lost December 2019. He's fed at 125, 135. He's 3 years younger than Simon. Simon King Solomon Simon. 6-0, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. He hosts his rounds. 5-0 in Cage Wars, 2 inches taller than Araujo.
Yeah, Solomon Simon all day here. We're probably looking at another negative 500 line, unfortunately. The short notice aspect for Araujo, I mean, like, I just can't imagine that plays out well for him, right? In if you watch his game, like, he's got a pretty, similar to Merjoev, he's going to come in here with pretty good top control. He throws kind of, he throws kind of rope strikes. You kind of know what you're getting when the combination starts. Looks like he's hitting pads sometimes. You're like, oh, he's going to come with the double up jab and then the 2 behind it. It's going to be a 3-2-3, or like, you can just kind of see the combination when it starts. You already know where it ends. And against a guy like Solomon Simon, who is pretty damn sharp on the feet and will back you up no matter what, I think that's kind of bad news. Araujo is going to want to get his wrestling going, but I don't even know that he can. If you watch Solomon Simon fight Walter Cogliandro, who we talked about on either yesterday's episode or 2 days ago's episode, I can't remember. They're all mushing together now. But when he fought Walter Cogliandro, he actually got his own wrestling going and some like really nice top control himself. So I'm not sure Araujo even wants to go to that realm. And so then you're going to see Simon backing him up, piecing him up. If Araujo is going to try to throw combinations with him here, I think Simon is just going to see it coming a mile off and going to pick him apart. So ultimately, it just kind of becomes the question of like, how does Simon want to end this fight? Does he want this to be crazy fast, or does he want it to be a highlight? Because I think actually, if he just went to the takedowns, he'd probably find the finish super fast. And if he wants to piece him up on the feet, it might take a little longer. But like, probably be a better highlight. So I think Simon just plays with his food until he decides to eat it. So give me Solomon Simon.
King Solomon is the play. All right. We got one more full breakdown, and then we got some lightning round for you after I tell you about Underdog. Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Gummy's got a pick and play for you, I bet, right now.
Sure. Tuesdays, NBA. We got Nuggets. We got Kings. And of course, I'm going to take my guy, Domantas Sabonis, on his rebounds. Take the higher than on his rebounds. He's averaging over 14 boards a game right now, which is an absurd number for anybody, but especially for anybody on the Kings. Although I guess they miss plenty of shots, which gives them plenty of offense. Yeah, lots of offensive rebound attempts there. But yeah, give me the higher than on Domantas Sabonis' rebounds.
But he has Russell Westbrook probably trying to steal rebounds from him. So there's that.
Still getting 14 a game.
I know. As he wants. Even with that, he's probably got to box out his own man. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 when you get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code, only our code, MMA SGPN, and Rhythm, RTHMM. Rhythm is crushing it in college football, NFL, and now just added the NBA. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Gumby, I'm putting you on the spot again.
Yeah, we'll just stick with that same game. I've liked doing that lately. So we'll take the Nuggets over the Kings. The Kings have a ball hog problem, and they're not good at basketball, I don't think. So let's go ahead and take the Nuggets. You can probably just lay whatever the line is too on the Nuggets too. They're probably given half a dozen to a dozen points here, and I'd take them to cover either of those numbers.
All right, use our promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, RTHMM, use promo code SGPN25. All right, we are another vacant title, right? Vacant bantamweight. Why is this one vacant, Gummy?
This one would be Liam Gittins, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he signed a PFL. So I think Liam Gittins is in PFL now.
We got an Iranian fighter, Shirzad Qadrian. He is fighting a Portuguese fighter, Elton Armindo. 5-minute rounds, 135. Armindo, Mota Bomba, which is a fun nickname we've talked about before. Remember what the translation comes up as?
It's something bombs, right?
No, remember when I looked it up, it says it's wobbly motorbike.
Oh, wobbly motorbike. Yeah. Motobamba.
Yeah.
I forgot about wobbly motorbike, man.
Yes, it's been a while.
What was he in a? Oh no, it was when he beat up Reese McEwen. We did that fight.
Yeah, in cage, probably in Cage Wars, I guess,
right? Yeah. He beat up McEwen in that fight.
Yeah. All right. He is who we're talking. We're talking about Armindo. He is 7-0 with 4 knockouts. He is what's his Cage Wars? He's just 1-0 in Cage Wars, so rather new to the promotion. As the fight that we were just talking about, Reese McEwen was the one he beat the guy up in. That was the Cage Wars fight. 4 straight wins via TKO. Used to fight at 145, an inch taller than Qadrian. Qadrian is the Lion. 8-1, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. 5-1 in Cage Wars. He is from 5 straight fights. TKO win in his last bout. Last lost in July 2023. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt, get our merch, shirts, plural, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. And now it is over to you.
So I think Qadrian's going to be the favorite despite having the worst record. My guess is because he won that one-night tournament and was supposed to have this title fight a while ago. You remember he beat Wesley Maya and Alexander Loof back-to-back in that tournament, which, like, you know, those fights aged pretty well. But my guess is that'll carry him to being a favorite. He's kind of, when I saw this fight, I thought he was already the champ mentally. I don't know why, but I did think he was already mentally the champ. But I'm going to take Elton Armindo here. I think we could probably get him in the 150 to 160 kind of range is what I'm guessing. And the reason I like him is, like, you know, I mentioned that double whammy win for Qadrian there where he won 2 fights in one night. Both of those guys have, like, styles that play really well against Qadrian. So Qadrian, for those who have not seen him, he kind of brawls on his feet and he uses the brawling motions to close the distance and get takedowns. That's how he's going to fight. He's not, I'm not sure he's actually trying to hit you all that hard on the feet too, but he's trying to make you worried he's going to hit you hard because then he's in on the legs. And, you know, Wesley Maya is a guy who becomes really engrossed in any brawl that you could possibly offer him. So, like, of course, that worked against him. And then Alexander Loof is a guy who likes to grapple and grapples off of his back. So, like, closing the distance on him isn't particularly hard. Armindo, on the other hand, I think is a terrible style matchup here for Qadrian because he, first of all, marches forward. He's not going to take a step back, but he's also not going to engage you in a stupid brawl. He's real sharp with his hands, particularly to the body. And I know, you know, it probably feels like I'm just cherry picking the body shots because it's the Reese McEwen fight where I'm pretty sure he ended it with a left hook to the body, right to the solar plexus, if I'm remembering. But, like, go back and watch any of his other regional fights. Like, this is a guy who marches forward. He gets you thinking about him hitting you in the head, and then he slips and rips to the body. And he does, like, an exceptional job at, like, just wearing you down with those kinds of strikes. And, like, Qadrian already kind of relies on his cardio to win. And Armindo, to me, sharper boxer, not going to be, you know, suckered into an absolute brawl, has shown good hips in terms of defending takedowns. Granted, not against somebody of the skill level of Qadrian, but I think all of those things play up enough for me to the fact where I kind of just trust Qadrian or trust Armindo to stuff the takedowns of Qadrian and force him to box. So give me Elton Armindo here, hopefully as a small underdog.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Let's recap. He's got Armindo. He has got King Solomon Simon. He has got Vucenic. He has got Sarwa. He has got Scott. And now we've got some lightning rounds. Zap, bam, boom, pow. Let her rip.
Yep, I got 2 for you. The first one I'm going to take, she's burned us in the past, but we're going back to the well. Riri Hudson. She's now 1-2. Quit. One of those fights was to the lady we talked about in our last episode, Mim Grub, who now, you know, the wins keep racking up for Mim Grub, so I'm not taking that as a bad one. But Riri Hudson, she's 1-2, but she was like a hyper prospect before that. I think they're setting her up with a fight she could possibly win here. So I'm not quitting her yet. She could still pull it off. And then the other one I'm going to take is Martin Vetrilla. He's fighting Thomas Paul, who is on Contender Series. He's the fighter who's deaf. Paul has just kind of shown some weaknesses in his striking, and I think Vetrilla has got the hands to get his to catch his chin once. So once again, those 2 lightning round picks: Riri Hudson and Martin Vetrilla.
All right. you're set now. Cage Wars. If you want more Cage Wars talk or anything else, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Not store. What am I saying? It's been a long day, Gumby. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. That's where we are, in the Discord. We are also on YouTube, obviously. MMA Gambling Podcast. Hit us up in the comments there. You can also hit us up on Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Reland. I'm at Jeff Foxwriter. At Jeff Foxwriter on Instagram. Gumby's got a podcast called Top Turtle. Who is on the old turtle this week?
Yeah, we got 3 regional fighters. We got Naira Rep. We got Nasty Nate Garib. And then we also got Forkatbek Yokubov.
So check out Top Turtle, wherever you get your podcasts. Check out my Substack, moneymma.substack.com. Enter my free UFC Pick'em contest there. And of course, you can get more of our writings and everyone else's writings and podcasts and lots of good stuff at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. You can get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. You can get more bonus content from our bosses and the crew, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right, you're set for the regional events for this week. I hear there's a big UFC coming up this weekend, so maybe we'll cover that tomorrow and the next day. It sounds good. Till then, Wobbly Motorbike, Jeff Fox bids you farewell. The Epidemic, Gumby Vreeland says bye as well. Bye-bye.